Hey everyone and welcome. We're on FS22 today on PV Canyon Crossing, and since I was last live I've been selling off bread and other stuff, hence now I've got nearly 24 million in the account, but I'm intending to spend some of that on new equipment and areas. Starting with a new factory. It's a woodworks factory, one of the people that contributes to this map has made, which you had to, instead of, if you didn't want to lose the product you have in the factory when you did this particular update, you had to get rid of the old one, empty it, get rid of the old one, and then use this new one, which is what I'm intending to do. So let's put that down now. I had it like this before, and I'm just wondering whether I want it like this. But no, I think this worked okay from the point of view of getting a truck around the back and stuff. But yeah, we'll activate it. We don't need so much out of it at this point, because other products, I believe, have been moved to another factory to put down. So we'll fill that with wood at some point, and then we'll put down the other one in front of it, I think, or in front of these factories over here. I'll need to change the ground texture at some point. That's okay. No rush on that. And yeah, it's got all these products in it, which we can make, which actually eliminates a few of the other factories I have going. So yeah, just got to work out you know what we need for that. And good thing is I have quite a lot of some of these products which definitely come into good use from other factories which are kind of overworked, let's say. I think that might be all of them for now, but we'll have to wait till the next hour, I think, to what's it called? Allow it to tick over, because that's when it kicks in that it will move the products over, if that makes sense. So we'll adjust the ground texture for now. Okay, in the meantime, I've got a little harvest over here which won't take very long. There's some maple trees. I've only got a couple of rows left here, and then a few more rows on my centre farm, and this will go into the sugar factory. But temporarily I'll put it in a storage so I can get a bigger liquid trailer and make one trip over there rather than several with this slower tractor. Yeah, once I've dropped this off, I'll harvest the rest of that row and then send this in preparation. I'll set this to the centre farm where the rest of the trees are, the maple trees are. Auto save moment can always be a little bit annoying when you're going to do something. But what I'm going to do now is, my plan was, because I've got this weird issue with the map where there are some factories that, if they're buildables and I buy the plot of land and put the products in, build them, I can't turn any of the productions off as soon as I restart the game. They just come back. So my plan was to sell it, put it down, and then see if it has the same issue. Because another factory, the same tier I put down, admittedly it wasn't buildable, didn't have that issue, so yeah, we're going to give that a try. Yeah, I'm not going to put that back in the original place. My plan was to do something over here. There's a couple of plots of land here. They're quite expensive, but they will. Well, this one's actually relatively cheap-ish. So we'll buy that, and we will also look at buying this at some point, and I think we're also going to buy this, but hopefully leave enough money to complete some orchards over here, like 5 million for that, so we could comfortably buy that and some other stuff when it comes to it. But for now I think I'm just gonna knock down some buildings and what's it called? knock down some buildings, clear the rubble, and then place the concrete factory down. And selling that bread absolutely made me a ton of money, and potentially, because of the setup I've got, which I only got part way through the farming year, you know, I could have potentially double the product I've produced in the past year. So yeah, a lot of money made from bread in this, as well as like silage and that, which is something else I'm sort of dabbling into a bit, but because of the bread, not as much. But you know, buying a big plot of land like I show you, and then harvesting the grass off that could make a fair bit of money. Yeah, we'll finish off that harvest of the what's it called in a little bit, the maple trees, once we've done some of the knocking down of the buildings. Just while I think about it, move some of these pallets so more can spawn in their place. So that's material I'm sort of saving up for, well, another building I'm building at the moment, slash the concrete factory, and I'm a little bit torn between, do we use it for the concrete factory and then wait for our other building a bit longer. Haven't fully made my mind up on that. I mean, when you knock these buildings down, they produce rubble which you can then use for a recycling factory on this to make other stuff. I think the other plan I had was to produce yeah, I was considering waiting until I had all the products ready for that factory, because I took a picture of what it required before stream and then put them all in one by one rather than putting some in and then waiting kind of thing, but don't know. come round with a low loader afterwards for this, but in the meantime, I think we will buy this plot here and knock the other buildings down. Yeah, we're in a new month now, so yeah, when we buy a load more land, we'll soon be in the red for that, but that's alright. Could get this number up quite high potentially. So yeah, 14 million the previous day and 2 million the previous month. Quite mad. Just check something while I'm here on this factory real quick, because I set a couple of things to distribute that I was hoping it would oops. It would distribute somewhat, but that might have happened. When I changed the settings on this to receive saving again, receive more booster products. It looks like it's worked, partly because I set these couple of buildings to what's it called? Distribute, which I've seen them in the list here quick somewhere. This factory does that from time to time. It's a bit annoying. And hey there, UFO, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Ah, good. Glad to hear that. This is one of the examples of something when I restart the game. It's something I've placed that when I go back in game, it everything's selected for the productions. So, and it's something I placed down recently. So maybe that's not the solution. Not quite sure, but. Just single player for now, because there's quite a lot of mods I've made my own additions to that I haven't got in a place that you can easily download currently, but in future I think I'll try and get them somewhere that that we can that people can download. Anyway, now we've checked that, let's go back to what we was doing. I'm just knocking some buildings down at the moment to get rubble for my recycling factory. which is in this long list somewhere, but at the moment can't quite find it. Ah, there we go. I need to put wood in that factory at some point, but no immediate rush there, because the various factories that are supplied by that are quite well off at the moment. I think because I've got so much money currently, instead of borrowing a loader from another part of the map, I'll just buy another one. Because when I borrowed one, it's ended up becoming quite confusing about where did it come from and that sort of thing, and if I have to go a long distance with it, you know, transporting it can be a bit painful as well. I think it would be cool if the game had a feature where you could restore abandoned buildings and turn them into something, but I'm guessing there's nothing like that programmed in there to allow that to happen currently, and maybe it would require a new engine or changes to the engine for that to work. So we'll put this back on the low loader, and then we'll buy a wheel loader from the shop and clear out that rubble, put it into the recycling factory / any extra we'll put into storage. And annoyingly, before I knew what it was, there were some buildings I knocked down, but I got rid of quite a bit, a fair bit of rubble, so that I could have used in the recycling had I kept it. So yeah, it was a little bit annoying that. I learnt my lesson. Yeah, I suspect this area will end up looking quite different to how it was originally, but that is the great thing about this map anyway, that there's so much you can do with it to make it your own map. You can kind of put things wherever you want within reason and make it suitable for you. Yeah, so this is the one. It's a mod from FS Minor, but it's been fixed so it doesn't have all the bugs that the original did, which is nice. The texturing on the inside's a bit basic, but the actual functionality, the sound of it is quite good. So yeah, I like it. And the one from the DLC is good as well. I sort of use a mixture of them. I did have I'm trying to remember the model of it. It wasn't Kubota, Komatsu. It was a Komatsu WA1200, which is by the same person, and again there was a version that had been modified not to have various errors in it, and it was quite good, but the physics for the game just didn't really work. It would take ages to accelerate, and then the braking on it was non-existent, and yeah, like, it was cool for a while, but I realised I was getting more and more frustrated every time I tried to use it. So, and the problem with a piece of equipment like that is you need an equivalent sized piece of equipment to kind of make it suitable, and not this massive machine and a tiny trailer, which is kind of how it was. So hence I ended up getting rid of it. So yeah, that was a bit sad, but this is good. Don't mind, that's just a reminder for me that I will be right back in a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm back. Let's grab the trailer here, the truck, and start getting some of that rubble over to the recycling factory. I think that truck holds 1,000,000 litres, so if we fill it up fine, and we can put, I think, half of that in the factory and the other half can go into storage. I saw a post the other day about the new update for American trucks in Nebraska, DLC I think it was, where they're basically going to have, they're implementing a feature that you'll actually, if you have your own trailer and you arrive at a farm and they want transported a load of wheat, that you'll actually go up to the loading points and load up one section of the trailer and then another, and same when you unload. And a similar concept I think for other equipment, that it'll be physically loaded onto the trailer if you own your own. And I think that's just the coolest thing, that make the game add so much more to just dropping a trailer off or picking it up, to actually loading it and all that. And even if it's only somewhat basic, I think it's a great step in the right direction for adding more to the gameplay of the game, which is what it really needs, I think. Yeah, I've had a bit of time to think about what I'm going to do with that concrete factory, and I think I am going to prepare all the materials for it before putting it down, and then once it's down I can put them in one by one, and I don't have the potential issue of anything trying to distribute to it until it's built, and maybe that'll fix the issue I've had with it. But while we're doing that, I'm sort of looking at all the grass I've got available here and thinking I should get my grass monster out, which is a cheaty mower I've got, and start mowing, to be honest with you, because I'm seeing dollar signs, to be honest with you. I think I mentioned this for on a stream, but just see how close when it's fully in the unloading position, how close the top of the trailer is to that ceiling. Yeah, crazy. We'll put the rest of this in storage for now. There's quite a big forest over there, which, you know, currently all the money I have I could afford, but I decided I potentially wasn't going to buy it because of the fact that the ground in it's quite bumpy. So, you know, it'd be quite a feat trying to get equipment in there, but still would get the money back we pay for it in trees, no doubt about that. But yeah, I've got, you know, another area I think I want to do first, or if I've got the money, that area and then that area, but we'll see. And currently with some of the trees, I put them in containers and I'm sort of taking a view of stockpiling at the moment, so I can use whatever containers I need to for actual wood, and the rest can be sold off when the price is at a hike, which is in, I think it's in March, but then it gets other spikes throughout the year. So if they're stockpiled, you get a spike, you can make quite a bit of money. I think once this is empty, I should resume what I was doing earlier. Finish off that maple harvest before I do anything else, and go from there. I am gonna get rid of these maple trees I'm harvesting over here when I'm done harvesting, because the positions are a little precarious, causing potential conflicts with the fields, which I didn't really think of when I put them down. So yeah, I learnt my lesson on that one. I'll send that back to the storage for that. And I'm now going to get... Well, actually, before I do that, while I remember, I'll get rid of these maple trees. Yeah, the animals I'll do a bit later in the day. Oh, wrong vehicle. You know, just wanted to check. Mainly it's just cows that need straw and eggs that need putting in storage until they're needed. And typically with this, I tend to have it where I don't put the trailer on, a pickup wagon or baler typically, until afterwards, because otherwise I have to keep stopping and emptying the trailer. So I cut the grass first and then pick it up later, kind of thing. As you can see, we've got a good size area of grass to cut, so quite a job. But we'll hope that once that's turned into silage, we'll be able to make a decent amount from it. And as this thing's been tuned to do 50 miles an hour, I don't have a problem with driving it to the locations, because I'll be able to get there at a reasonable pace. And I mean, I do actually have a couple of fields planted in grass to harvest in March to add to the, storing general production, but storage of silage that be able to sell potentially for a decent amount if we have enough of it at the end of the year. But you've got to have fairly high quantity, 20 million plus, to get, in my opinion, a worthy amount. So I've currently got a couple of fields planting grass and just a couple of areas on the map that we use to harvest grass from a few times a year. And that's the other thing about the map, is so many areas, plain grass areas you could cut. We're also forestry areas that you've kind of got to make a compromise and accept you probably won't be able to do all of them. So you've got to establish which one you really want to do. As I think I said, I'm sort of thinking, this area, once I've done this area, well, save point, and then that other area if we've still got money for it. Just because I've not really seen anyone that I've watched go and cut down that, so it'd be quite cool too, I think. And there's always options of loan if we don't have enough, especially when starting out. The loans get us a long way to get stuff, making money, and pay back the ridiculous loans you might have had. I mean, I've only taken out a couple £1 million loans while I've been on this that I've been able to pay back. Use that money to make a lot more and pay back rather easily, but if only it worked like that in real life, eh? Yeah, so we can start over here. And as you can see, when I stretch this thing out, I told you it was cheaty, but yeah, not maybe more cheated than we thought. I won't do like really awkward bits like that, but I'll sort of try doing the hilly bits, but not necessarily crevices. There more than likely be bits missed out, but that's fine. It's not a big issue, because we're getting so much grass anyway. Oh, a little bit of rubble I forgot about. Let's get that taken care of while we remember. Can quite easily get this, get that put in the storage. I think I'll probably do the area over here next before I move on to the area going down towards the mines. There's somewhere that tells you, based on the plot of land that you have, what the size is. Say 60 hectares. Let's do the conversion on that. Oh, 150 acres. So it's a good size, to say the least. You know, 150 acres of grass is nothing to shake a stick at. Well, they're technically correct and would be up to 150 acres, because about an acre or so probably taken up by the building plots, so yeah. I mean, the snow on the grass as well makes it a little bit hard to tell until you cut it how thick it was, but since I'd never cut this grass, I assumed it was at full length kind of thing. We'll turn around here and do the rest of that little area. I mean, now I own this land, I am going to continue that road there that it's kind of designed, it just stops. I'm going to continue that area, sorry, that road, down to some of the other mines. And through what will eventually be here, whatever that is, I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe some sort of industry area. And I probably should fill up the other factory with wood at some point. But I'm sort of like, I want to do this first. And I mean, the great thing is if we leave it, is this will be ready to reharvest a couple of times this year. But if we get quite a bit out of it anyway, and I've already got those other fields growing, you know, one pass might be enough to do the job. Should have said I have a big silage project. Instead of doing bales, I pick it up with a forage wagon and put it into a fermenting silo I modified, and that processes up to something like 200 million litres of the stuff, so it's quite ideal. Sort of going around the edge for now, and then sort of deciding how I want to do the middle, as it were. Probably just, I kind of like treating it like a headland on the field, and then up and down for the rest, in a way. I'll leave that little bit, as it probably can't make it through there without getting a load of things, a load of stuff mixed in with the grass, which wouldn't be good when trying to pick it up. I suspect because in a certain area I only put 4 or 5 factories down to reduce potential lag, so there potentially might be quite a big area here that we still can harvest a few times a year for grass, so I mean that'd be great if that's the case. So this forest does look cool. There's just so much of it to harvest. There's a lake in it as well, which is cool. So yeah, so I need to make a decision about how much I really want to buy it versus the other forest that I'm going to buy anyway and get probably quite a lot out of, and take me a while to get through. So yeah. And I mean, in theory, I could leave this on the ground, and when the grass has grown back again, have an even bigger swath for the loading wagon. But too big a swath, you start to get issues that, just easier to get it up, get it in the storage / the silo, and go from there. Alright, it is time to start doing some of the straight rows. Now, how straight will actually be because of the orientation? It's a good question, but yeah, I'll be straight-ish. Maybe, maybe not. I do have my fermenting silo in a bit of an awkward location, but it's only because it's where I started with the grass field rather than having one over here. So, but the drive for like a JCB fast track in this that can do 40 odd, it's not that bad. So, and the trailer, I think the forage wagon I have holds 1 million, so it might be a few journeys, but not too bad. And kind of with auto drive, just leave it to do its job, so it's all good. The little bits I miss like that, I don't lose any sweat over because there's so much material that it'd be hard to get absolutely all of it. Especially when you've got these bumps in the ground, which, unless you go in the landscaping tool, smooth them out. Quite a bit of work that. If someone else wants to do that for me, I don't have a problem, but I won't personally do that. Yeah, so it's not an entirely straight line, but it's not a headland either. It's somewhere in between. There's a rock there I could destroy if I wanted, but probably won't just yet. These are probably the last two strips, which is like such a big area. This thing does cut a lot at any one time, which is impressive. Yeah, I probably won't do small sections left. This is pretty good for a first pass, so send this guy back, and then we'll bring our forage wagon up here. We might actually have one at the centre farm, which would be closer than the one at the south farm, which I was thinking of bringing up. There we go. Fold this back up, so we get it close enough to the road and set auto drive. There we go, there's the next save. Yeah, we do, so it'll be easier to buy a tractor quickly. It's in large tractors, the JCB I'm looking for. Buy that. And we'll pick that. What's it called? We'll pick that trailer up from the centre farm and then start getting the grass up. But that will be for another day, because I'm gonna start finishing up here. Thanks for watching as always. Do appreciate it, and until next time, thanks for watching and bye for now.